Awesome. Go ahead and sign up using the link that Joey dropped. He's probably going to drop it again. It's codycrm.com. That's CODYCRM.com. Drop it in there. You get a free trial. You get all this stuff that we just dropped in here, access to my team. Everything I'm about to show you is included in Agent CRM for 97 a month. So just make sure you're a part of the team so that we can assist you. Now, the workflows that we've got built out are designed for you to get a new lead onto your calendar. I'm a huge believer in speed to lead. Speed to lead. It's all about they drop in your Facebook, boom, we want to get them on the phone, right? So I'm going to start with these final expense workflows, and I'm going to kind of walk through how these work, show you what we've got set up, and then show you what your responsibility is as the agent to make sure that this is ready to go for you. So let's go into final expense first. Now, check this out. This is an entire system that we've got built for you for final expense leads. This is from A to Z. We've got this entire thing built out to automate the process from new lead to getting them on the calendar to close sale. So first, we have the new lead that drops in. So let's click on this and look at it. I'm going to go through what a workflow is. For many of you that are already using Agent CRM, this is going to be a little bit of a review, but it's important to make sure that you really understand how this works. Because once you get like automations and AI, then it becomes something that you build upon in your knowledge. One of the things that my business coach taught me is he said that every bit of technology that you learn is a multiplier for new ideas. And that's what workflows are. Once you understand workflows and how you can apply it to your business, you're going to start getting ideas. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I know how to now automate this entire process that I'm currently doing manually. And I know how to use the workflow inside of Agent CRM to do this for me the right way 100% of the time so that I never have to do this again. One of the things that I'm passionate about, and I'm sure you've heard Cody talk about it too, is I want all the time that you devote to work to be revenue generating work. That means that if you're doing something that Agent CRM could be doing for you, then you should look at implementing that automation so that you never have to do that task again. The way that we raise our annual income from 50K to 100 is not always working twice as hard. Sometimes it's working smarter. Now, if you're not putting in 8 hours of revenue generating activity, you can't expect a full-time salary. But if you're putting in 8 hours of revenue generating work, then you will get that reward. All right, so let me step off my soapbox here. So how does a workflow work? So first it starts with a trigger. So in this case, we got a form submitted. All right, so you have a form submitted. The form is on the final expense quote funnel, and boom, now it starts this off. Now you can add triggers, which means that this workflow can be triggered in multiple different ways. So another option would be a Facebook lead. I'm going to type in here Facebook. So Facebook lead form submitted, right? So if you're running an ad, this final expense workflow can be triggered when a Facebook lead is submitted. Now, you're going to want to make sure that your form is the one form that you've got for final expense. Many of you are running multiple ad campaigns. You want to make sure that you are specifically listening for the form that's for final expense when you add them to this specific workflow. So now what happens when this form is submitted? Let's go through it. First, we assign it to the user. This is you. What you could do, for those of you that have a team, you can round robin these leads, right? So that you just evenly distribute them amongst your team. But in this use case, it's just going to you. Second, you add a contact tag. Now, the reason why it's important to add a tag is inside of your database of clients, you're going to want to be able to go back and be like, okay, who were all of my final expense leads who has not purchased from me already, right? Now, how do you have that data? You have that data by adding tags. That's how you're able to organize the people that are in your database. So you add a tag for final expense. So Here we added a tag, an FEX lead. So there we go. So now we have it, right? Now, this creates an opportunity. Again, this is all happening automatically. As soon as the lead comes in, it just starts working, right? So now this creates an opportunity in your final expense lead. So now the opportunity is your sales pipeline. This gives you the visual representation of where you're at. So when you log into work on Thursday, February 29th, and you're like, man, I am 3 sales away from my goal, you can look at your pipeline and go, who is on the fence? Who is about to make a buying decision? And pick up the phone and call those people first. That way you get those people off the fence into your closed sale and boom, you meet your goal. Does that make sense? It's really hard to figure out who to call if you don't have a visual representation of where your leads are at in the process. All right, so now we have some email notifications that are going out. This is just letting you know, yo, you got a new lead. If you don't want that, you can delete it. An app notification, because Agent CRM has a mobile app. So like once your account is in a good place, then you shouldn't be logging in to Agent CRM. Agent CRM just does the work for you. You're on the phone running appointments and closing deals. That's what you're doing, right? So you get notifications in your app. It's like, boom, new lead, right? So, all right, so the lead comes in and then immediately an SMS goes out. Now I'm going to give you a tip. This is what we're seeing so far this year. If you click here, so this is the text. The text says, hey, thank you for requesting a final expense quote. I am reviewing your answers and will be following up with you shortly. If you haven't already, please go and schedule a call with me here. Link. Here's your responsibility as the agent. Change that word link to your calendar link. Okay. So now you can, if you have a funnel, awesome, send them there. If you have an Agent CRM calendar, excellent. Let me show you what you can do. If it's an Agent CRM calendar, you can go click on user and click on calendar link, and that plugs in it. Okay. So there you go. And you see, have a great day. Now, your second responsibility as you're going through these automations is to make sure that it has your voice. Right. So me and my team, I have a professional copywriter. Her name is Jen. She's freaking amazing. We went through and wrote out all of these automations, the text messages, the emails, everything that you're seeing was personally crafted by myself or Jen. But I don't want these text messages that go out to sound like me or Jen. I want them to sound like you. I want them to sound like Preston. I want them to sound like you, right? So make sure you just tweak it and change it, the voice to match you. Because we don't want your text messages to sound like Alex. And then when you get on the phone, you're using all different verbiage, all different slang, like we want the texts and the emails to sound like you. And you only got to change it once and then it's just done. Like it just, now it's representative of you. Here's a quick note. On the first text that goes out, on the first one, add an attachment here and plug in your headshot. Okay. Now, the reason why I say this is when this text comes in, if it's a strange number, okay, because they haven't heard from you before, right? So it's a strange number. Well, now there's your headshot. Then when you call them, now there is a face that matches the name that matches the number, right? And so now people know who you are. They're like, oh, okay. All right, I see Alex. This is the bald dude with the big glasses. I see his number. He just sent me this text message. Now he's calling me. I'm gonna pick up the phone, right? So including your headshot does a lot. Another thing you could do, which I've seen other agents do with great success, is send a second text message after this one and send your contact card. So you can download your contact card as a VCF file and send that. Now, the reason why that's important is because now they can actually save your contact. And in some cases, like my iPhone will save the contact. It'll be like, do you want to save this contact? And it's just one click, bam. And now I've got the contact saved on my phone, right? So now that you're in their contacts, now your text messages are trusted, your phone calls are trusted, like all that fun stuff, right? So now you're in their phone. So you can send that attachment as well. So And that text is sent immediately. There is no delay. So as soon as they enter in this form, whether it's a Facebook form or from your funnel, boom, text message goes out. Then we got emails saying pretty much the same thing. Feel free to add attachments. And now end. Now you're like, wait a minute, end? Like that's it? Just one? No, we have another workflow that you can add to this as well. So you can click on this and say, please select action and type in workflow. Like I want them, I got to move my little Zoom guy here, add to workflow. And we got workflows, FEX email drip campaign, schedule call push. Like we got some stuff in here that you can plug them into. Different people, the reason why we don't have this whole stream of emails and text messages is we got feedback. And one of the pieces of feedback is after I acknowledge that they sent in this quote request, I want to start educating them on what final expense insurance is. I don't want to keep tapping them on the shoulder because maybe they don't know what it is, right? So you can manually add emails and texts here, right? Or you can send them to the other workflow. Now, for the sake of time, I'm not going to go through all the workflows that we've got for final expense. I highly recommend for those of you that have signed up for Agent CRM, if you're like, hey, can you like walk me through how this works or like show me how I should be doing this? Grab either a time on the Zoom calendar, or if you haven't had your onboarding call yet, plug that in. But my team is here to help kind of walk you through this. Again, for the sake of time, I'm going to leave it there for now.